My name's Wiggins. I'm a graphic design major at William Patterson, and I like to make toys. I've been a toy collector for most of my life, from action figures to Lego sets to what are called designer toys, which are sort of collectible figures designed by graphic designers and illustrators. I'm influenced by a lot of sort of mid-20th century toys and toy packaging. I collect a lot of 1980s and 1970s action figures, and I think toy design at that time was simpler and sort of character-driven, and so I like to create characters and something that I think that kids would enjoy, but that also has an artistic value as well. Some of the projects I've been working on toward my thesis work for school include some designer toys that I've worked on. This is a character that I actually did a series of photos with last year, and the concept was sort of that he was like this little gremlin that was messing up my life. So it's like a series of photos of like me on the toilet and then like the gremlin over, and I look over and there's no toilet paper, and then you just see him with like all the hordes of toilet paper. And other stupid scenarios like that. And most recently I've started making some prototypes using paper. You can actually create basic 3D models and then print them out flat and fold them into sort of like mock-ups. These are some that I did recently that are sort of simplified versions of the characters from AMC's Breaking Bad. I got involved with the 3D design program here at school with Professor Michael Reese, and I'm very lucky to have access to a 3D printer here at school, which is a technology that allows you to build something in 3 dimensions in the computer and then actually have it built layer by layer in plastic in the real world. So 3D printing has been used mostly in the industry of mechanics and engineering for making prototype parts for cars or home electronics or anything like that, so that they can get an idea of what the pieces will look like before they actually make them out of metal or higher grade plastic. But I've been interested in trying to use 3D modeling and 3D printing to make toy prototypes. I just did a figure last year which was in the student art show here that actually won for me, so I won an award here, and that was a figure called Big Mouth, which is sort of a character. He has no eyes, but all his expressions are through his mouth, and he has his tongue out. So that was fun, like sort of sculpting something that is so far removed from the actual human anatomy, but still sort of recognizable. So I've been working for the last year with a New York-based artist called Buff Monster, who recently relocated to the East Coast from Los Angeles, where he was for a long time a graffiti artist and also a designer of art toys and prints and apparel. And he's worked a lot with a company called Kid Robot, which is a very big designer toy brand based out of LA and New York City. And I've gotten to do some graphic design work with him and accompany him at New York Comic-Con, so that's been a lot of fun. For me, toys have always been a hobby and they always will be, but I hope that they can work their way into my career path because it's something that I'm really passionate about. But I think that even if I end up working in other forms of art and design, I think that I still have a lot of influence from toys and toy design in my work.